Happy Sunday morning. Today we're going to be cooking kid-friendly stuff and for adults, but mainly for kids. This is French toast, and the good part about this French toast, it can be eaten now or it can be frozen and eaten later. So I want to focus a few videos this week on how to help you maintain quick and easy things for children to eat while we're stuck in the house. So I started off with 6 eggs, and I already cracked them. So to the eggs, I'm adding 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. I started adding sugar because it gives the French toast an extra bit of a crunch, and if you don't want to add syrup, you already have some sweetness in it. And this is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and I add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So this is what I like. You can add whole milk, 2% milk, half and half, but I like using coffee creamer. So this is 2/3 cups of coffee creamer. I've done it all. I started making French toast with regular milk, but I found later that I really like coffee creamer. And you can use any kind of coffee creamer you have in the house. And again, I'll tell you, one of my favorite stores, that I shop at, I get coffee creamer really inexpensive. So see? And I just beat it up really well until all the eggs are completely dissolved into the coffee creamer, So again, we have creamer, vanilla, cinnamon, and brown sugar. And it's ready to dip. Now that we have it already mixed, we're going to start to fry it. I like to use my electric frying pan because I like to cook fast. And this cooks really fast because I can put probably 6 French toasts in it at one time. But you can also just use a regular skillet. If you use a regular skillet, I would start off with a little less than 1/4 cup of oil, just enough to cover the bottom of the skillet. And then you're going to dip your French toast, dip your bread. I like to let some of the egg mixture go off. And as you can see, it wasn't quite as hot as I like it to be. Because when it's hot, I like to put it in when it's so hot that it starts sizzling and you don't have to leave it down as long. So I'll just turn this up. And I also noticed it wasn't that my pot wasn't getting hot. I didn't have it plugged all the way in. So you just keep dipping. So 6 eggs will probably do, maybe this is 6. It'll probably do close to 12 pieces of French toast. And like I said, if you want to freeze it, this is not going to be frozen. This is probably going to be my family's breakfast. But if you want to freeze it, you can just cut them in half. Or if you want to make French toast sticks for the children, after you cook it, you can just cut it in like 3 pieces, put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you can freeze it. And it's ready for breakfast 2 or 3 days later. So we're going to wait for our French toast to get a golden brown. And so as we're flipping them, and if they're not brown enough on this side for you, the good thing about it, you just flip it back over and let it get brown as much as you like it to get brown. But the key is, I'd rather flip it first so they don't burn. I don't like burnt food, and I don't like really dark food. And it actually looks like this recipe of 6 eggs is going to make 12. So it's good. You can use 6 eggs and you can get 12 French toast. And if you cut it in sticks, you're going to get 3, 6, 9. You'll get 3 sticks out of each slice of French toast. So with one batch, you're going to have enough French toast to store for a couple of days. Even if you cut it in half, you're still going to have enough French toast to last for a couple of days. So 6 eggs makes a lot of French toast. Okay, we are down to the last few slices of French toast. And what I want to say is I like doing these segments really now because it's taking me outside of my comfort zone. And one of the things I realized is when I learned to cook at the feet of my mother. And my mother didn't measure, so I didn't measure. And my daughter is learning the same way. We just don't measure. We cook by sight. But I also realized when you're trying to help people, I need to do the measurements. So I'm glad to know that I learned that 6 eggs and how much you can really get out of 6 eggs. So you can actually get 15 slices of toast, which will yield you 45 French toast sticks. And if you cut it in half, you'll get 30. So if you have 6 eggs in a house, you can have French toast for quite a few days. So thank you again for joining Mama T's cooking session. I look forward to you subscribing and clicking on the notification buttons and getting even more videos. And just stay tuned for our final product.